Hi, I'm Karen Blank. I'm running for the DPS Board of Education in District 3. I'm running because I think we need change. We need schools that are equitable, inclusive, and responsive to our students' needs. I have 3 children, 2 DPS graduates and 1 DPS high school student. My background is in early childhood and nonprofit governance, and I believe in the importance of accountability, transparency, and community voice. I think it's time that we return students to the center of decision-making, listen to what the community wants for their students' education, and make decisions that are transparent and in the interest of what's best for children. Thank you.
What are the top needs of the school district? How are Denver Public Schools doing educating kids across the city? What is going well and what is not going well?
I think we have things that are going well in the district, and that is that we have educators who are working incredibly hard every day to make a difference in the lives of our students. We have seen a return to pre-pandemic learning and proficiency for many of our students. But the disparity between white students and students of color and economically disadvantaged students has great variance. The levels of proficiency are not nearly high enough for our students of color. The school board needs to stop spending time fighting with each other and create actionable results to improve student learning, emotional well-being, and safety. We have to restore a healthy governance model where transparency and accountability exist at every level, hold the superintendent accountable to better results for all students.
This next question was submitted by a DPS student. In light of the recent Evergreen school shootings, how will you protect students from acts of gun violence? What measures or plans will you put in place?
Safety should be a non-negotiable, and the fact that we are still talking about how to solve our safety problems in 2025 is unacceptable. School resources officers have been proven to make a difference in safety for all students. They shouldn't be in there to deal with discipline issues of students. They should be there embedded in the community, involved in relationship building and engaging authentic relationships with students. Until our federal government creates real action and change in gun laws, taking guns out of the hands of students, out of our schools, and changing the horrific mass shootings that families are dealing with around the country, we will not see real change. And using lockdown drills that create trauma and fear in students is not the way to increase safety. We have to put real, actionable efforts into our schools with resource officers to keep our students safe.
Can you explain where the money to fund our schools comes from? And what changes, if any, are needed to ensure that the district has the money it needs to deliver quality educational opportunities to all students?
Colorado uses a school funding formula that allocates money to districts based on size, cost of living, and school districts are responsible for raising funds through taxes, and the state backfills to ensure equity for our students. With rising costs in Denver, we have continuing demands on those resources, and while we can make adjustments as we identify students with special learning differences, students who qualify for free and reduced lunch, and multilingual learners, we still have insufficient funds to meaningfully make a difference in investing in our teachers, reducing class size numbers. And we have to make change at the state level with reforms in prohibiting Tabor from constricting our access to greater dollars in schools. So as a school board member, I will advocate at a state level to change Tabor to ensure that we have ways of meaningfully investing in our schools going forward.
What K-12 personal experience most impacts your views on education, and is it relevant today?
I think the experience in K-12 education that most significantly has impacted me and unfortunately remains quite relevant today is the experience I had as a parent when my daughter was a senior in high school in a DPS school she was very sick. She missed 80% of school in her fall semester, and she fell way behind. This impacted the anxiety that she already was dealing with. And we had to bring together a team of mental health workers, educators, the school nurse, who together agreed that the best plan for my daughter was to move her work and her deadlines to the spring semester and allow her to graduate with her peers. The decision was left to the high school principal, who ultimately decided that she couldn't do that. And she was facing the fact that she wouldn't graduate with her peers. And for me, that felt like rules and bureaucracy that get in the way of student well-being is completely unacceptable. And my story is not unique. There are other students who have this, and we have to have accountability and oversight to know that our school leaders are making decisions that are in the best interest of students moving forward.
How do you see the role of charter and innovation schools in the DPS system? How should the board ensure that all schools, regardless of governance model, offer high quality and equitable opportunities?
I think that charter and innovation schools are absolutely essential in allowing us to provide equitable experiences for high quality educational opportunities for all students across the district. Governance model has no bearing on this. Every student deserves a high quality education that they can access. And what I would expect is that the metrics are applied consistently across the district in every school. Charters have a higher level of accountability, and if anything, the district needs to pay more attention to its neighborhood district-run schools to ensure that high-quality experiences are consistent every day for students across the district.
Your website states, we must reevaluate district priorities and the way decisions are made. Why do these priorities need to be reviewed, and how would you change how decisions are made for District 3?
I think that priorities have to change because right now what I see is that the majority of our school board members fight with each other about their own political ideologies. The conversations focus on adults rather than students, and student learning, achievement, well-being have to be the focus of our decision making. This is a result of an extreme version of policy governance which has to change. We have to restore healthy governance to the district, where school board leaders lead with transparency, listening to community voice, and hold the superintendent accountable to real results so that students are prepared to graduate from the school system ready to succeed and navigate the complexity of our world. And until we're able to make sure that our school leaders are leading with values and with students in mind, we're not going to be able to achieve positive results for all students. I've had the opportunity to work in schools across the country, working with boards and school leaders to make sure that values align with school practice. That's what I'll bring to the school board if elected. I want to make sure that the voices of our community and what our students need is front and center in decision making. We have to push for better data, access to information so that we're making informed decisions. We need thoughtful and innovative policies that put students first. I'm a mom with 3 kids, and I believe we can do better for all students in Denver.